Hi guys, it's been a long time since I've come onto the YouTube channel. Just wanted to give an update of what's really happening since the time of 2000 to 2025. If you've seen the shift that's been happening to people's personal lives. Political front, I don't want to talk because there's so much to talk. It can get into trouble because you know what the agenda for 2030 is, right? So I need not say more. And plus, the Christian religious people think we are living in the last days. The Bible actually, there are chapters in Kings where genocide is done. Like if you've seen, a whole nation, including children, animals, have been completely wiped off. Now, I get people in my family saying to pray because whatever is happening in my life. Um, but if you've seen, there's a leader that was elected twice um, in the nation called it's a land of dreams and land of opportunities, really. So people, the religious people, everybody have prayed on him. Was there any change? I mean, did those prayer bring into effect? You know, I always looked at it this way that religion is meant to control, okay, to control people. I mean, God didn't ask you to have blind faith. There is a creator. I'm not saying no, but the way it's been taught to people, including your, I mean, the education system, the the universities and the corporate office. If you look what's happening, it's all a slavery business, and based on that, the propagation marriages, I say it's propagation according to them, okay. But it's been taught to us that that's the only way to progress. I mean, nobody taught us that you don't have to get married if you don't want to get married or don't want to have children. For some, it's an escape, especially for the women. It's an escape to get up from the family that's toxic and from the family that's controlling, or from the family that doesn't give you freedom to do, to pursue what you want to do. You're pushed into, especially for the women, okay. I'm just saying this because it's a survival mode for everyone, be it a male child or a female child. But now, what's happening is, nobody wants to get into a relationship, but there are still some people whom I know personally because they say, what will happen if you grow old? Who is there going to take care of you? I mean, what happened has to happen, right? You have to adapt to certain faith, because I have seen people who are single, and especially women who are managing to stay all alone by themselves. But the world is not meant for women because they look at you. I mean, you have wolves ready to even just use every inch and part of your body, and they want to explore, even though they have their family, their daughters, or their wives or sisters or mothers. They don't care, be it young children, say around in the 30s, they don't mind, so because look what's being pushed into into the world. And even family members, the moment my mom died, the family members and even the church authorities gives you suggestions of, because your mom's protection is gone. Fathers leave it because I mean, nobody even goes to the male for the daughter, especially because that's how the system is. So the way people look at you, I mean, they look at you as a piece of meat that would like to take pleasure in. And Epstein file is nothing new. It happens in the family system. So I'm not surprised. But the gross rituals that goes on, which has been shown, is happening in the society too. Because recently I saw a video of somewhere in India, they were throwing the young goats up in the air, and the goat falls down dead. Sometimes it get hurts, but then they keep doing that till it's completely gone. I mean, what kind of ritual is that? Then you have another ritual of bulls. You catch them and you have a race in the water, saying that it's a religious thing. And then you have the factory farming of pigs, cows, young ones, milking them and taking their milk and putting it on your tea. Just imagine tea, coffee. You're taking somebody's mammillary gland secretion meant for their babies, and you're using it for tea and coffee, for yogurt, for whatever said and done. Because y'all make so many sweets out of it. And eggs. What is eggs actually? So, no, we need protein, they say. Where do you get your protein from actually? You get it from plants. Look what the animal eats. Look what the elephant eats. Look what the giraffe eats. Look what all the huge animals eat. Look at the lion and look at the lifespan of theirs. You know, the one that is carnivorous and herbivorous. So you all need to understand, I mean, human beings, if they don't wake up, they are bloody dumbed down and retards. And they don't understand that, you know, your action or your behavior or whatever you do, is there are consequences for it. And I feel we are living in an era where there is separation of people that has to grow to a level, if they are caught up in a system, a family system, or if they are caught up in a relationship, or in, I'm seeing that plenty happening, especially to a lot of families. And when I talk to them, I've realized that they have discovered something. And I sit down and talk with them, and I'm in a lot of groups in the social media groups, where we have people like this, where we are discussing things of what people are conditioned to, and what do they expect in life, and how it goes. So right now there's a shift going on between the genders, and people are waking up. Okay, so people are waking up. So there's a lot of confusion. You don't know what to believe, what not to believe. So it's happening to me also, but I definitely know that the earth didn't come, or the existence of human being didn't come in a bang. So there is a divine creator that has created us. But what has been taught has been I think mixed or tampered with, and now people are tapping into their own self. It's not kind of meditation or something like that, but the one who created you exactly knows, and if he knows the beginning to the end, knows exactly how to guide you. So, but people like to put you in a place or trap you that, no, my belief is what you need to follow. And it happens in family, it happens in my family too. Says because these things are happening because you're not praying hard enough, you're not doing this. So God has made you just like that, and you pray. Now let me tell you, you haven't seen God, okay? You don't know him. So how are you going to have contact with him? Because only if you have connection and contact with him and a relationship with him, are you able to understand who God is and what he wants from you. It's not just simply just pray. Okay? So to all the people out there who say pray, 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 and they feel they can buy themselves to heaven by praying, and thinking that their sins will be pardoned and they'll go to heaven, when they are on earth over here and do injustice, and look out for their own self and want to teach a lesson to another person. You think you're going to make to heaven with that kind of attitude? Man, no way do I want to be in that kind of place or heaven if that is what their God teaches them. So, God is pure. And how do you know that? Just look at the animals. Does the lion go keep killing deers or the prey? I mean, after it's eaten, stomach is full, even if the deer passes through it, it will not go and attack because its belly is full, it's got what it's needed, and just lies down there. But what are human beings? They are never satisfied with what they have. Even your own children will even leech you out to the core of even making sure that, you know, you have to be under their it's basically control. Okay, it's basically control. It's like you have the money, they control you, be it the father, mother, or the children. It goes into reverse also. When the kids were young and under their care, you have to be under their mercy. So when they grow old, you have to be under their mercy. Who taught you all this? And then they say you need to give to sons so much, you need to give to daughters so much. Now, who gave all these rules? From the Bible? And if that's the kind of Bible and faith you all believe, I mean, hats off to you. Because when it comes to gender, when God looks at everybody with equal eyes, so He's never made one below the other. Except for the animals, He's given a lesser brain. But now I feel the animals have better brains than us, because I said human beings are dumbed down. Which child, when they are born immediately, or even animal in the animal kingdom, okay, have been vaccinated and said you need to do this, you need to do that to feed your stomach or to earn your living? Does the animal need visas to go to other countries, or does the animal even have to earn their money to fill their belly? The nature has provided them. So who made the system for human beings that you need to do this? Only if you have this, or only if you have this status, you're recognized, or this is what happens. So you'll have to sit down and think very hard. Now, what's happening also around the world and people's prediction, it's pure business, it's pure control. And if the agenda is 2030, they're doing it pretty well. And why these places? I'll talk about this another day. There's something called, because it's mentioned in the Bible, there's something called the gates, the pearly gates, remember? So there are the 12 pearly gates that people will have to enter through to get to heaven. That's what they say. And the streets are made with gold and whatnot. That's what heaven is depicted to. Now, if you look, I think I just need to study a little more on that, because I've been going through that. People have been talking about the flat earth. There are 2 moons, and recently there was the blood moon. And if you look at the skies are actually a little strange, because it's the color is very different from what it was earlier. The sunset, especially the sunset, is beautiful, but then they are spraying a lot of stuff into the air. If you look at the number of flights that are flying in the air, I mean, and it's actually actually poisoning the air. And that same air, when it rains, when the cloud forms and it rains, it's falling down. So the food that we eat or the water that you drink is also poisoned. So a person, it's like a person who takes intoxication or drinks, and what happens to them? Their brain cells, they die, right? It's very difficult to recuperate from the normal health, to get back to normalcy. It takes quite a lot of time, and especially to detox also. For the time being, it's good, because with what's happening, you need something to just numb yourself. But that's not the way, because you have to have the mental capacity and strength to understand what is going on and to take control of your mind, to understand that you're pushed into this. Basically, you're programmed. There's something called programming. If you just look at MK Ultra and mind control, which they have been doing for a very long time, so these things are happening. And then some people, they just read a little bit of it and they just know a little sparks of it, like they don't have the full knowledge. And those people, they feel that they know so much, and then they go about ranting about it. But I'm, like, you need to have a balance of certain books that are being there, and actually what's happening now. In my next video, I'll tell you how did this escalate, and how did people start behaving like this, and why they are behaving like this. Because like I said, it's programming, and you can be programmed. Because even if the gadget that I'm having in my hand and I'm putting it out into the YouTube, that's also a way of programming. But you have to be very aware, because I've noticed that these devices also program you. And so it is very evident, and it is very clear that certain people's behavior and actions, what they're doing, has made me realize that it's because of certain things that they have allowed to get into their lives, have made them take steps and behave like this. So I mean, look at the world leaders' age of the country that I live in, and the country, the so-called land of opportunities, and land of what, whatever it is. So it's like in the Bible, like you come to the flowing land of milk and honey. So so no country is being privileged. They have been forced to be like that. Certain countries are the way it is, and certain people are pushed into that culture and behavior. Is all programming. If you believe in the Bible, and if you believe where did life originate from and what's happening in the war front, you will exactly know there's no privilege in feeling that I come from this country, I come from that country, or it's a third world country, or this country is more powerful because it has weapons and blah 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 blah. But you look at the people's mantle, or people's because of a certain race. I think the Dravidians and the Aryans. I mean, I'm not even getting into that, because I don't even consider that, because everything is intermixed, and those races have been kept like that, and they have been sent into this place, or been driven, especially after the Tower of Babel that was going on. But now I was thinking, like, there are so many Tower of Babels being built, of course not up to the sky, but then at that time the civilization was much advanced than this civilization that we are living in. But we think that we are far more advanced because of technology. No, technology has made you all stupid. Now, the role of paper, that is money, the role of paper money, people place value on that, but without that, you're not able to exist or buy anything. Nobody's going to feed you, or nobody's going to give it to you just free, because they make you obey the whoever is paying or whoever is taking care of you. They make sure that you obey, or they control. So that's what is happening. So I'm just thinking, if that currency completely collapse, because that's also one of their plans, you'll own nothing, and you'll be happy, right? So if the bank collapses and if there's a blackout, what are you going to do? How are you going to survive? You're going to kill each other and eat their flesh, and that's already shown, because if you can eat a young animal or you can eat an animal, you need to slaughter them regularly, saying that that's protein. And if you can steal another baby animal's milk or even their fetus, that is the eggs, if you can steal that and do that, I mean, people can go to any extent. So just think over it of what's happening around. Yeah, about the stargates. That's an interesting topic. So bye for now. Take care.